Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, a very brief introduction as to who I am and what I'm doing here. My name is Stuart Durrant and I am the Managing Director of the Central European University Business School, which, as many of you in this room know, used to be in the dim and distant past known as the IMC. As your host for the evening, the afternoon even, I'm very, very pleased to welcome you all here, especially those members of ERIA, the Executive Roundtable International Association, and other older, or should I say, less recent MBA graduates of this institution.
This is an inaugural event, not related to my inauguration, which now, as Stuart says, is somewhat ancient history, a full month ago, but an inauguration of something else very special here. This is called Inside CEU, and we plan over the course of the next years, and hopefully with many of you who will return to such events, to describe what's going on in CEU to groups of alumni, joined often with groups of students and also with people from the community at large. So welcome to Inside CEU appropriately in the CEU Business School, which is a very good place, I think, to inaugurate this, because it's in many ways one of the most dynamic and active parts of CEU.
When we started in 1989, actually, if you go back, it wasn't a perfect economy at the time. It was a centrally planned economy, and it was a failing economy. In February, I think this was the month exactly when the MBA class was advertised that we would participate. And if you think back, it basically before the changes happened. So I remember that the reason why I started the MBA, I was an economist by profession. I had a diploma from Karl Marx University, but we had an investor coming to our company regarding privatization and investment, and I didn't understand the question that they asked, and not because of my English, but simply because we didn't know the terms that they were using. And it was really, so I understood that we had to learn something, but when we started the school, we didn't know it was going to be good or bad. Because especially when the changes started, and we didn't realize that it's going to be the collapse of the socialist system. So under those circumstances, I think it was a special braveness of my classmates to participate. The Republic of Hungary was announced on the 23rd of October, and I remember sitting in the classroom. I was unable to go to the event because I was very busy with my homework.
Neoclassical economics has got it wrong, and the associated neoliberal market fundamentalist ideology are causing problems for our society. Now you see, I always had suspicions that the assumptions underpinning neoclassical economics were wrong. It was extremely refreshing to hear from somebody who had made their money as successfully as they had in the markets, that they actually recognized it themselves. However, growing up intellectually, I was in economics department, so I was kind of dragged in certain directions. The discipline was policed very much by a group of economists with very, very clear ideas. I escaped. And the first thing I did is I went to the United States as a doctoral fellow, and I joined a department of political science. And I had a mentor there who was a scholar of Japanese political economy. And he continuously told me, listen, Yusuf, you've got to get beyond these assumptions you're building in your models, because the moment you test your models, they fail abysmally. And he was a considerable influence on me, and was one of the main reasons why I chose to join a business school.
Do you think that the model in itself has failed? Or is it simply the application? Meaning, can we apply any other method to it to, say, alter our path at the moment?
And last but by no means least, a very special welcome and thanks to Kinchu Odrian, who is sitting up here in the front row. Without her, hard work and organisation and contacting many of you, perhaps you would not have been here this afternoon.